Okay, we're back. At this point, we've already printed most of the colors, a yellow, a red, and a blue on this image, and it still feels a little bit washed out to me. So I think I want to add one more layer to help give it a little bit more volume and depth. So I've mixed 2 parts of transparent base and then just a tiny touch of a blue that I had left over and just a dot of some black. So I'm hoping for a kind of transparent, translucent, dark bluish gray, and we're gonna roll this out onto the block. So I've already got my print registered again. I tried to figure out exactly where it needed to be in order to line up on the plate. I'm gonna flip this out of the way, and I've taped down the block, the extra plate here. So I've cleaned the plate off, and we're going to add a shadow plate here. So to try to tone down the background a little bit, the background was pretty busy, and to give the balloons a little bit more depth and volume and a sense of light and shadow. So you can see how transparent this is. We can still see our drawing through the ink layer. This is kind of the reverse of what you would do if you took a painting class, where you do an underpainting in gray tones first and then add the color. We've kind of started with the color, and now we're going to try to reclaim that sense of volume. So I'm going to set the ink out of the way so I don't accidentally set my paper into it. And we're going to start lifting out some of these images. So I want to just kind of let the flag fall back into the shadows a little bit more. I might lift out a tiny bit of highlight on the stick that holds the flag. Scrap a card. So I'll just lift that out. But I'm not going to worry too much about making the flag stand out. And then really what I'm focusing on is trying to get a little bit more sense of light and shadow on the balloon shape. So I'm intentionally going to leave the bottom parts in shadow, maybe suggest a little bit of reflected light by a little bit of light toward the bottom edge. So I'm thinking of kind of sculptural objects here, not just flat shapes. I do want some area of the bright color to show through on each balloon, so I'm not going to leave residue on everything. And maybe I need to decide which balloon is in front of the others at this point. So some contours might be a little bit sharper focus than others. And the blue balloon, really I could just add more blue to it, so I don't need to wipe quite as much away on the blue balloon. Maybe that's about all I do. Thinking about this red one a little bit more. Let's see if we can get. Yeah, I think that's okay. I was just debating. These aren't really separating very well, but without re-inking the plate, I don't think that I'm going to be able to fix it, so I'm just going to go ahead with it as it is. Okay, let's try that. This is just going to add a little bit of depth, hopefully, and we'll put our border back on first, keep the margins of our print nice and clean, and carefully drop down the paper back into position, and put our buffer sheet on top to help protect it from the wooden spoon, and then I'll burnish again a minute or two, and we'll reveal it in a second here. So just a little bit of burnishing to start with, and then I'll pause while I finish it up. Okay, I think we've burnished over all of it, so let's take a quick look here and see how it's turned out. Template out of the way there. I think it did help pop the balloons out a little bit more clearly. The flag got suppressed back into the shadows a little bit better, and the balloons have a little bit better volume now, I think. I'm not crazy about the green here. I think maybe, well, even mixing a transparent black would give us sort of a weird green when it mixes with the yellow. But that gives you the idea, at least, of how you can get a lot of different colors using only your 3 colors, and then perhaps a shadow color in addition. So one more thing to try.